Good morning. This is Serena with Journey to Enlightenment 144. And today's words of wisdom are: if you are a giver, remember your limits because the takers won't have any. I like that one because this is true in a lot of situations. If you are one who likes to help others, then you know how good it actually feels when you can be of assistance to those in need, right? But then on the other hand, you have those that never give anything back to others, never contribute anything for any causes, and yet they always have their hand extended in a position of wanting. So some people are great at receiving and not really good at giving. So if you are a giver, then you need to know your boundaries with people because some are not going to have any, simply put. So it's your place to determine whether or not you are overextending yourself or whether or not you are just, in a position to keep giving. Let me say this. There's nothing wrong with giving to people. There's actually so much to be given back to you when you are a giver. However, it is irresponsible on our part as givers when we allow those who are not in need and those who abuse our kindness and our services to continue to do just that. So we need to be careful who we are giving to and make sure that they are actually in need and deserving of our kindness. Sometimes we need to draw back from people when they are taking too much from us. Because if you are giving your last and you are allowing people to deplete your energy, then what do you have left for yourself? And what do you have left for those who actually need it, right? So again, if you are a giver, remember your limits because the takers won't have any. I actually had a beautiful dream this morning. I thought it was kind of weird, but it was super duper cool at the same time. I was in a field and there was a guy driving a tractor, but I was somehow riding on this massive trailer, like on the inside of the tractor. To describe it, it was shaped like a enclosed gazebo with windows where you could see all around you. So I want to say that it had like an octave shape, maybe like 8 different corners, but with windows all around, and it was furnished on the inside. Um, the sun was shining, and again, there was a gentleman. He was dissing the field. And so to me, what I'm remembering is that, again, it was fully furnished. It was very comfortable. I was able to get up and move from whatever corner or whatever piece of furniture to another. And it was just fully supplied with food and everything that I could ever ask for was right there. And it had air conditioning. It doesn't get any better than that, right? But anyway, I recall that there were locks on the inside, and on each door there would be like maybe 3 or 4 locks. So it was very secure. So being secure as it was, the only way that anyone could ever get in and breach my security or take anything from me would be is if I actually undid the latches on the door. But I remember looking at those latches and I just sort of felt, a sense of not feeling so secure, but the latches were definitely something that symbolizes security. So I remember the guy stopping the tractor, and someone that I know assisted me off of the, whatever you want to call it, this little thing that he was pulling on the tractor. And then the gentleman, I didn't know if I had left my phone up there. So I was looking back and I was like, I think I left my phone. And the guy, he seemed pretty offended. He was a older white gentleman, not that race matters. It doesn't in this sense, but it seems as if he really didn't care too much about me being there, and having escorted me around the way that he did during the harvest. And I'm going to call it a harvest. I'll explain later. But at the same time, I knew that he had no control over me and that he was very non-threatening. So I just quickly, grabbed my phone and got away. But what I would say this symbolizes is that when you're in a field and you're taking part of a harvest, it just shows a bounty, like, of resources. It shows that you have everything that you need. And the locks on the door showed that I was secure in everything that I needed. Like, everything that I needed access to was right there. And the only way that anyone could ever take any of those resources away from me is if I voluntarily surrendered those. So sometimes we look at, and in this same sense, yes, you're going to have givers and you're going to have takers. But if you are a giver, then there's always plenty coming right back to you. But still at the same time, you have to be very careful who you are giving your resources to. Who are you giving your kindness to? Who are you taking time out for? Are you doing this for the right people, or are there just people that are simply abusing your kindness? So it is our responsibility to know the difference and to put latches up whenever needed, but then to certainly unlatch whenever others need to come in that need to share those resources with us. Again, there's plenty. There was a field of plenty. The harvest was so big. And again, I was riding on whatever mechanism whatever device this was, whatever, it seemed like an Elon Musk tractor with a gazebo that people ride on. I don't know. It was weird, but it felt so real at the same time. So, again, if you are a giver, remember your limits, because the takers won't have any. Have a blessed day. Take care.